1 in 3 Americans over 65 will fall this year, and many of them will never fully recover. Have you ever stood up too quickly and felt the entire room shift for a moment? You tell yourself, this is just part of getting older. But what if that is not the whole story? My name is Margaret. I am 67 years old and a retired nurse from Chicago. I believed I had everything under control until one afternoon I stumbled on my front steps. That moment, it was a wake-up call. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, over 3 million Americans over 65 end up in the emergency room every year due to falls. But here is what most people do not realize. Many of those falls can be prevented if you know what to watch for. The truth is, most balance problems after 60 do not begin with aging. They begin with small, daily habits, quiet mistakes we make without noticing. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 8 of the most common mistakes that silently steal your balance. One of them nearly sent me to the emergency room. But the good news? Every single one can be fixed, and some are easier than you think. And if you stay with me to the end, I'll share the 60-second routine I now do every morning, right from my chair. That's helped me avoid 3 serious falls. So, if you have ever felt dizzy getting out of bed or unsure on your feet, stay with me. What you learn today could save you from a fall tomorrow. Mistake 1. Wearing the wrong shoes. The hidden risk beneath your feet. Most people think balance starts with your legs or your back, but it actually starts with your shoes. And the wrong pair, even if they seem comfortable, could be setting you up for a serious fall. For years, I wore simple slip-on flats around the house. No laces, no support. They were easy, and I thought that was enough. Until one afternoon, walking down the sidewalk, the edge of that shoe caught a raised piece of pavement, and I nearly fell face first into my neighbor's rose bushes. That was not just embarrassing. It was dangerous, and it made me take a hard look at what was on my feet. As we age, the shape of our feet changes. The arches drop. The fat padding wears down. Ankles lose strength. That means a shoe that worked fine at 55 could become a hazard at 70. What should you look for instead? A non-slip sole. Firm support around your arch and ankle. Cushioning in the heel and ball of the foot. And a fit that is just right. Not too tight, not too loose. And for those thinking, but I do not want ugly orthopedic shoes, let me tell you, you no longer have to sacrifice style for safety. I found a beautiful pair in soft gray with floral accents. They look great, and they keep me steady. Let us not forget slippers. I used to wear those soft, fuzzy ones all day, but they had zero grip. One slip on the hardwood floor while carrying laundry was all it took for me to switch. Now, even at home, I wear lightweight indoor shoes with rubber soles. Nothing bulky, just smart. Shoes are not just fashion. After 60, they are your foundation. And when your foundation is shaky, it is not just your balance at risk. It is your independence. If you are wearing slip-ons or soft slippers right now, take a moment after this video and check the soles. Are they safe? Supportive? Do not wait until they send you to the emergency room. This was one of those quiet, daily mistakes I made without thinking. But once I fixed it, the change in my confidence and safety was immediate. Shoes are just the foundation. But what happens above your feet, in your muscles, may be the real reason your balance is slipping. Mistake 2. Skipping strength training. The silent muscle loss, threatening your safety. After 60, adults over 50 lose up to 15% of their muscle mass every decade. That means by age 70, you could lose nearly 1/3 of your muscle unless you take action. But most of us do not notice it until we struggle to stand, climb stairs, or catch ourselves after a stumble. Have you ever pushed yourself out of a chair with both hands and wondered why it feels harder than it used to? I used to think strength training was just for people in gyms with loud music and tight clothes. That was not me. I figured I was active enough with housework, gardening, and walking the dog. But then I noticed a change. Getting up from a chair took effort. Groceries felt heavier, and stairs made my legs ache. That is not just aging, that is muscle loss. And the good news is, it is reversible. I did not join a gym. I bought a pair of small dumbbells at a discount store. I kept them by the couch and did simple arm curls, leg lifts, and wall push-ups during TV shows. Some days, I skipped the weights and used just my body. Programs like Otago or simple resistance bands have been shown to improve strength and reduce fall risk in older adults. After just a few weeks, I stood up easier. I walked with more control. And one day, when I tripped on a curb, I caught myself because my legs were strong enough to react. Strength is not just physical, it is emotional. When you feel strong, you stop avoiding stairs. You stop skipping outings. You stop holding back. It does not take hours a day. Just 10 to 15 minutes, 2 or 3 times a week. So, if you have ever struggled to stand up or felt shaky on stairs, do not ignore it. Your strength, your balance, and your independence all depend on it. If standing up feels harder than it used to, pick up a water bottle or a can of soup and try 5 simple arm curls today. Your future balance begins with one small step. And in the next part, we will talk about something just as important and just as easy to overlook. Muscle loss is easy to notice, but sometimes what throws us off isn't our body, it's our eyes. Mistake 3. You think it is your legs, but it is actually your eyes. You think your legs made you fall, but what if the real problem was something you never expected? Your eyes. Most people do not realize how much their vision affects their balance. We talk about muscles, joints, even inner ears. But your eyes are your body's GPS. And if your GPS is fuzzy, every step becomes risky. In fact, according to the CDC, up to 75% of older adults with vision problems are undiagnosed, which means millions are walking around with a broken GPS and don't even know it. Let me tell you what happened to me. It was 2 a.m. I got up to use the bathroom, did not want to wake my husband, so I left the lights off. As I walked down the hallway, I missed the edge of a rug and went down hard. My knee was bruised for over a week, but what hurt more was the realization. What you cannot see clearly, your brain cannot react to in time. As we age, our vision changes, slowly, silently. Depth perception fades. contrast gets harder to judge, and even slight vision loss can throw off your balance, especially in the dark. I used to think my glasses were good enough. Turns out they were years out of date. At my next eye appointment, I learned my prescription had changed more than I thought. I also learned about simple upgrades, like anti-glare lenses for night driving and coatings that help you see floor edges more clearly. Now, I keep soft night lights in the bedroom, hallway, and bathroom. I swapped out dim bulbs for bright, warm LEDs. And I clean my glasses every week. No more smudges messing with my depth perception. These tiny fixes gave me back confidence I did not even know I had lost. Let me ask you, when was the last time you updated your glasses? Are there dark corners in your home waiting to trip you up? If your answer is, I am not sure, then it is time. Balance starts with your eyes. Keep them sharp, and you protect more than your sight. You protect your safety. If it has been more than a year since your last eye examination, schedule one this week. Clear vision is not just about seeing better. It helps you walk more safely. Now, let's talk about something even smaller, but potentially more dangerous. The tiny pills you take every day. Mistake 4. The pills that quietly steal your balance. Have you ever taken a pill that was supposed to help, but made you feel dizzy instead? You take medicine to feel better, but instead, you feel off balance. That tiny pill meant to help might be the very thing putting you at risk. A few years ago, I started a new blood pressure medication. 1 pill a day. Nothing unusual. My doctor said it would help with fatigue and lightheadedness. But after a week, I noticed something strange. Every time I stood up, the room shifted. Not spinning, just a slow, unsettling tilt. At first, I blamed poor sleep. Maybe dehydration, but something felt wrong. One evening, I stood up just like always, but this time, the floor felt like it moved beneath me. The coffee table lurched forward. I grabbed the armrest just in time. Later that night, I read the label. Right there in small print, may cause dizziness or loss of balance. Most people do not realize, as we age, our bodies process medication differently. A dose that worked fine at 50 might be too strong at 70. And when you're taking more than one prescription, plus over-the-counter meds or supplements, side effects can sneak in quietly. According to the National Institute on Aging, nearly 40% of adults over 65 take 5 or more medications daily, dramatically raising the risk of drug interactions and dizziness that can lead to falls. Let me ask you, have you read the fine print on your prescriptions lately? Are you combining pills without knowing how they interact? Have you been feeling off, but cannot explain why? Your doctor sees you for 15 minutes. You live in your body all day. So I started a simple notebook. Wrote down every symptom: dizziness, brain fog, fatigue. I listed every medication, vitamin, even herbal tea. At my next appointment, I brought the list. My doctor made a few small changes, lowered one dose, stopped another, and just like that, the dizziness disappeared. You do not have to wait for a fall to take this seriously. Track your symptoms. Bring everything you take, even the natural stuff, and ask your doctor, are these working together or working against me? Because the right medicine can heal, but the wrong one, or the right one at the wrong dose, can quietly steal your balance, your confidence, and your independence. Open your medicine cabinet today. Are you taking more than 5 medications? Write them all down and bring the list to your next doctor visit. Ask, are these still right for me? Speak up. Trust what your body is telling you. The change might be as simple as reading the label, but it could be the difference between a stumble and staying steady on your feet. Medication isn't the only silent danger. Sometimes, what we use to stay steady, like furniture, can set us up to fall. Mistake 5. Grabbing furniture. Instead of using a cane. I used to say, I don't need a cane. Maybe you've said that too, but here's the truth. If you're reaching for furniture to stay steady, it might be time. I told myself I was still strong, still steady. Sure, I grabbed the back of a chair sometimes, leaned on the counter when my legs felt tired. But I thought I was just being careful, not weak. What I was really doing, and maybe you are too, is called furniture walking. Grabbing tables, walls, chairs, anything nearby to keep balance while moving through the house. I called it independence. But looking back, it was a warning sign. And one day, that warning almost turned into an emergency. I was carrying a laundry basket, both hands full. As I stepped from carpet to hardwood, I slipped. My balance shifted. The coffee table rushed toward me. I caught myself, barely. That moment shook me. Do you walk through your home scanning for the next thing to grab? Have you stopped carrying things just to keep your hands free, just in case? Do you move slower, not from fatigue, but from fear? That's your body whispering. And if you ignore the whisper, one day it might shout. That week, I did something I never thought I would. I bought a cane, not a clunky hospital cane, but a lightweight one with a soft handle and floral pattern. When it arrived, I walked through my kitchen, and for the first time in a while, I felt relief. Not weakness, not shame. Relief. Because now I had something built to support me. Not just furniture I hoped would hold. I walk taller now. I turn corners without fear. And yes, people notice. They say, that cane is beautiful. And it is, because it gave me back something I did not realize I was losing. Peace of mind. Let me be clear. A cane is not a crutch. It is a tool for strength. Real independence is not about refusing help. It is about choosing the right kind, so you can keep moving forward. If someone you love is furniture walking, share this. Don't wait until a fall becomes the wake-up call. Listen to your body. Let it guide you, not into fear, but into freedom. Strength is not about refusing help. It is about knowing when to accept it and move with confidence. If you often reach for walls or chairs to stay steady, let that be your signal. Try using a cane, even just around the house. You may feel more stable than you expect. You've probably heard that strength matters. But here's something most people miss. Balance is a skill, and if you don't practice it, you lose it. Mistake 6. Avoiding balance exercises, the simple habit that could save you from a fall. Falls do not always start with weak legs. Sometimes they start with something smaller. Balance we forgot to practice. No one warned me. Balance is a skill, and I had not practiced it in decades. I used to think Balance was just something you lost with age, like gray hair or stiff knees, something to accept, not fix. But that is not true. I learned that the hard way at a local wellness class. I expected gentle stretches, maybe light yoga. Then the instructor said, "Stand on one foot." I tried and nearly toppled over. My ankles shook. My arms flailed. People around me stood steady, while I wobbled like a toddler learning to walk. That moment didn't embarrass me. It opened my eyes. Because I realized I had never trained my balance, ever. As we age, we stop doing the little things that keep balance sharp. Our ankles stiffen. Our core weakens. Our brain forgets how to adjust quickly when we stumble. But here is the good news. Balance can be rebuilt. You don't need a gym. You don't need equipment. You just need 5 minutes and the will to try. I started simple. I stood on one leg while brushing my teeth. I walked heel to toe down the hallway. I shifted my weight side to side while holding a chair. That was it. 5 minutes. Some days even less. But within weeks, I felt a shift. I stopped reaching for the wall. I stepped off curbs without hesitation. And one morning, without even thinking, I danced in the kitchen to Frank Sinatra. That moment, dancing without fear, reminded me of who I used to be. And I realized, I'm not done being her. So let me ask, when was the last time you stood on one foot? Would your body catch you or collapse if you tripped tomorrow? Have you slowed down, not from tiredness, but from fear? Then now is the time to begin. Not after a fall, now. Before you scroll to the next video, try this. Stand up. Lift one foot slightly. Count to 5. If it's hard, do not be embarrassed. Be encouraged. You just found something you can improve. Balance is not just physical. It is mental. It is emotional. It tells your brain, you are steady. You are safe. Start today. 5 minutes. 1 foot. One choice to stay steady. Stand up now. And lift 1 foot slightly for 5 seconds. Was that harder than expected? That is your signal and your first step to improvement. We've talked about muscle, vision, balance, but what about something as simple as water? You'd be shocked how often dehydration leads to a fall. Mistake 7, not drinking enough water. The hidden cause of dizziness. No one talks about. You don't need to be in the desert to be dehydrated. It can happen quietly, right in your living room. I wasn't dehydrated, or so I thought, until my legs gave out on the way to the mailbox. I had just stood up from the couch, took 2 steps, and suddenly, my vision blurred. My heart raced. For a moment, I truly thought I might pass out. I sat down, shaken. When I told my doctor what happened, she asked one simple question. How much water do you drink every day? And I froze, because I didn't know. I thought I was doing fine. A cup of tea in the morning, coffee after lunch, maybe a little water with dinner. But here's the truth. Tea and coffee don't really count, especially the caffeinated kind. Caffeine doesn't hydrate, it drains. My doctor explained something I had never heard. As we age, our sense of thirst fades. We stop feeling thirsty, even when our bodies are running low. And mild dehydration does more than make you tired. It messes with your balance, your blood pressure, your brain. It's one of the most overlooked causes of dizziness in older adults. And research shows that even mild dehydration can triple your risk of falling. Yet most older adults don't come close to meeting their daily hydration needs. So, I started tracking. I kept a small notepad by the fridge, marked every glass I drank, and the truth hit me hard. Some days, I was drinking less than 3 cups of real water. Not soda, not soup, not coffee, just water. So I made a change. I aimed for 6 to 8 cups a day, added lemon slices for flavor, kept a bottle by my bed, and every time I sat down, I took a sip. Within a week, I felt the difference. More energy, clearer thinking, and most importantly, steadier on my feet. Let me ask you, are you drinking water or just drinks with water in them? When was the last time you finished a full glass without rushing? Is your body tired or just thirsty? Do not assume it's aging. It might be dehydration, and that's something you can fix today. Here's what worked for me. Keep water where you can see it, by your favorite chair, your bed, your bag. Add flavor. Lemon, cucumber, mint. Herbal teas or soups can help, but watch the salt and caffeine. Do not wait for a dizzy spell to remind you. Your brain needs water. Your balance depends on it. Pause this video and go get a glass of plain water. Not coffee, not tea, just water. Your body will thank you for it. Pause this video. Go grab a glass of water. Then share this with someone who still thinks coffee is enough. Sometimes, strength starts with a sip. And that sip might be the most powerful step you take today. Even if your body is strong and hydrated, one hidden danger could still trip you up. And it's right in your own home. Mistake 8. Living in a fall-unfriendly home. The danger hiding in plain sight. The place I felt safest nearly sent me to the hospital. You spend years making a house feel like home. Everything in its place. Every corner familiar. But here is what no one tells you. The home you trust most could be the biggest fall risk you face. The CDC reports that over 80% of falls among seniors happen at home, usually from hazards like loose rugs, poor lighting, or cluttered walkways. It happened on a regular morning. I was carrying a laundry basket through the hallway. Nothing unusual. Then my foot caught the edge of a rug I had stepped over 1,000 times. My ankle gave out. The basket hit the floor, and there I was, sitting on the hallway carpet, heart pounding, wondering, how did this happen in my own home? No broken bones, no dramatic fall. But it was a moment of clarity. What once felt safe now felt risky. As we get older, our homes need to change with us, not because we are weaker, but because we are wiser. So I looked around with new eyes, and here is what I saw. A throw rug curling at the edges, a lamp cord stretched across the hallway, a slippery tile with no grab bar nearby, dim lighting in the kitchen, my most used pans stored in a cabinet that forced me to bend and twist. None of it seemed dangerous until it almost was. So I made small, smart changes. Removed loose rugs and replaced them with non-slip mats. Replaced dim bulbs with bright LED lights. Installed grab bars by the toilet and in the shower. Moved daily use items to waist level. Added motion sensor night lights in the hallway and bathroom. These were simple fixes. Nothing fancy, nothing expensive. But the difference? Night and day. I stopped hesitating. I stopped tiptoeing around my own home. And for the first time in years, I felt truly safe where I live. Let me ask you, is there a rug in your house you always step over and always mean to fix? Do you still bend low or climb high for everyday items? Would your home be safe if you had to move through it with your eyes closed? Are you trusting old habits in a body that has changed? If the answer is yes, then it is time. Here is a quick safety checklist. Remove rugs that curl or slide. Tape down or reroute cords. Add grab bars, not just in the shower. Brighten your lighting. Store daily items between shoulder and knee height. Use a shower chair if your legs get tired. Ensure your stairs have railings on both sides if possible. These changes do not mean you are giving up independence. They mean you are protecting it. You have spent decades creating your home. Now, let your home take care of you. And if you are wondering where to begin, take a slow walk through your hallway. Open your bathroom door. Look around and ask, would this space protect me or trip me? If someone you love lived here, what would you change? Then do that for yourself. Because safety is not weakness. It is the freedom to move through life with confidence in the home you love. Walk slowly through your hallway today. Is there a rug you always step over? A lamp cord across your path? Fix one thing right now before it becomes the cause of your next fall. They do not shout. They whisper, a stumble here, a hesitation there, until one day they knock you down. But now you know better. Because here are the 8 quiet mistakes that slowly steal your balance. Not drinking enough water, wearing the wrong shoes, skipping strength training, ignoring your vision, overlooking medication side effects, avoiding balance practice, grabbing furniture instead of real support, and living in a home that no longer moves with you. These may seem small on their own, but together they can steal your confidence and your independence. And the best part? Every single one can be fixed. Here's the truth. You are not fragile. You are not broken. And you are definitely not done. You are still here. And that means you still have strength in you. Still worthy of safety. Still capable of change. Every fix, every adjustment, every single smart choice is not weakness. It is self-respect. At Advice for Older People, we believe aging should not shrink your life. It should sharpen your focus, clarify what matters, and help you move forward, not slower, but smarter. So, here is your challenge, and it's simple. 1. Pick one thing from today's video. Just one. Fix that rug. Call your eye doctor. Fill that water bottle. Do it today, not someday. 2. Share this video with someone you care about, because most falls do not just hurt bones. They steal confidence, and most of them can be prevented. My name is Margaret. I am 67. I have stumbled. I have fallen. Once in my driveway, once in my kitchen, and every time I thought, maybe this is just what happens when you get older. But I was wrong. You can get back up. Smarter, stronger, more prepared, and so can you. Take care of yourself because the world still needs you. Steady, standing, and fully alive. You are not too old to change. You are just old enough to know exactly why it matters.